Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Let's talk about the Federal Reserve. No, sorry, we're not talking about the Federal Reserve. I just did that video a little while ago. We're going to talk about the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, coming out and talking about the debt ceiling. All this scary stuff about, we better raise the debt ceiling or everything's going to go catastrophic. People have been asking me about this a lot lately, so here are my thoughts. First off, we know the past, all right? If we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat it, right? And so this is a great example. I've said before in videos, being through the .com crash and seeing it ahead of time and doing something about it, and then seeing something about the real estate bubble and doing something about that, leading up to the Great Recession. It's because these cycles become more and more not only evident, but like a part of you. You know what to do next, right? Even though it's a slow burn, it takes a long time to get through these cycles, and that takes a lot of patience, especially when you're out warning people about them and trying to educate people about them. As you go through more and more of them, it's just like, this is normal, right? Well, it's the same thing with me and watching this whole debacle with the debt ceiling. All right, here are the facts. They can't not raise the debt ceiling. And there's not a ton of consequences when they raise it. See, for right now, even though the Fed is printing money like crazy, right? The facts are they are able to kick this can down the road. There will be a day that they won't be able to, right? The problem is you or I will never truly know that day. And quite frankly, neither does the Fed or policymakers for that matter. Like Japan, there are certain times in certain economies based on how ingrained they are in the world's system and how needed they are in the world's economic system that they are able to print an insane amount of money and it literally go unchecked, right? Where the other countries are sort of like all in a daze. They don't care and they're still buying the bonds. Their currency still has value, okay? We've seen that with Japan for the last, decades now. Well, I mean, 20 years ago, people would have said Japan should be failing, right? It just had failed, in the mid-90s? Was it late 90s, where they, had to contract, pull out of Hawaii. But the point is that since, the early 2000s, Japan has been doing wild things with their balance sheets and technically getting away with it. And so here we are again, where the Treasury Secretary is out warning, hey, the deadline to raise the debt ceiling is coming up. If you don't, it's going to be financial catastrophe. Well, in the past, it's been this crazy thing where, lawmakers have been able to use it as threats and use it to strategize to get their way pushed across the aisle, for lack of better terms. And do I think this is going to be anything different? No, but at the same time, I do. And this is why. We have seen in the last 6 months, lawmakers do insane things, horrific things, horrible things, on a level that I have never seen in my investing career. That makes me a little scared, right? Now, do I think that eventually, in the end, this is going to get to a point where they're going to pass it and we're going to be extended? Yes. Do I think up to the 11th hour there is going to be the scariest threats being pushed out there? And a narrative that's pushed out to the public that could really put some people into a panic? I do. I really do think that. So in the end, I think this is a non-starter, but I also am concerned with how many people are going to buy into the total crap that's given to them through the mainstream media about this debt ceiling. Okay, I believe when there's one thing to threaten, and most people don't believe it, but then there's a lot of things that are happening right now where people are going, I can't believe people are getting away with certain things. And I believe it could cause a panic in certain markets. I don't know which ones they are, but I can tell you that I believe that. And for all the Fed taper talk that people are buying, it just blows my mind, where they have no clue that they're completely bluffing, trying to get you to think that everything's good. It's so good that we can taper, when in all reality, they're never going to taper. They're not going to taper, I guess, unless they want to pull the plug and cause this whole thing to go down. So I hope that answers your question of where, at least where I stand with this. I believe it's in the end a non-starter, but it can also be, even though they fully intend to extend it, I believe that their threats could launch a wave of panic in certain markets. it would probably be the bond market, in my best opinion. But we'll see, guys. I mean, we'll see. I mean, this could cause a flurry in buying of gold, quite frankly, and that would be awesome. Now, if it's physical gold or if it's paper gold, that's yet to be determined. But this, I believe, coming into October is going to be very, very interesting in the markets. I expect huge, like stupid volatility in all markets, including crypto, to the up or downside, because this is fever pitch. Everybody in their gut knows there's something wrong, and there are a lot of people that are ready to do something about it. But what that is right now, we just don't know. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks for everyone that's smashing the thumbs up button. It really helps me out. You guys are awesome. I have the best subscribers on YouTube. I cannot mean that anymore or understate that at all. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. The Economic Ninja is out.